Good evening, Nerds of the North here. Now last week we had the announcement of Michael Bay's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trailer get released. And before I get into just my opinions on that trailer, I thought it's the perfect time. Let's talk Ninja Turtles. It's one of my favorite series growing up as a kid. Still to this day, I have the original movies and I love watching them. Now, Ninja Turtles started off originally as a comic series. The comic was released in May 1984 as a limited run of just 3,000 copies. And it was originally done in black and white. Designed as a one-shot issue comic, it gained in popularity quite quickly and ended up being 129 issues over the course of its run. Now, I always keep my eye out for these myself. I've never actually found any of them to read. I've seen a couple of the new versions of the Ninja Turtles comics, but I want to see the original black and whites. If I ever manage to get my hands on them, that's going to be something I definitely will pick up. But they're the elusive. They're my grail right now. I'm looking to find those. Now, where my first experience with the Ninja Turtles came from is the cartoon series. I was 4 when the cartoon series aired. And let me tell you, that caught my attention in a hurry. So, the original season of the television series is where my entire Ninja Turtles knowledge started. It was released on December 28th, 1987, as a 5-part miniseries, later getting a regular Saturday morning showings in October of 1988, and added 13 more episodes to that original season. The show put more of an emphasis on humor than the comics, portraying the Turtles as wisecracking teenagers, and let's not forget, completely pizza-obsessed. They might have consumed pizza in the comics, but they weren't as psychologically crazy for it, like, well, look at just how many different recipes Michelangelo had for pizza, right? Like, pepperoni with garlic sauce and oysters. He had some of the most ridiculous flavors of pizza, and you can actually find a video over at Cinemassacre where the Angry Video Game Nerd sat down with his friends and they went through Michelangelo's pizza recipes. I don't think I have the guts to do that. Pizza's not really my thing. The other major important fact that they put in with the Turtles when they made it into the animated series is for kids to be able to latch on to which individual turtles were which. They changed up the bandanas. Originally in the comics, when they moved from black and white into color, the turtles all had red bandanas, and you could tell them apart by their weaponry. They didn't think that would be quite as easy for kids to do, so they color-coded the turtles. This is where we got our blue, purple, red, and orange from. New characters were also added to the lineup. And some characters had their backstories altered, which primarily Hamato Yoshi was not the original Splinter. Splinter actually was Hamato Yoshi's pet, a rat who then mutated into human size and intelligence. So that was the original story in the comics. The television show, to make it more suitable for kids, they said this master, turned into a rat. So, yes, they changed up a couple things. Creative license allows you to be able to do that, and it was successful. It worked. Ninja Turtles went on for a long, long time. The show ran for 193 episodes, ending in November of 1996. The final 2 seasons, the Turtles were really fighting for TV popularity. That's when the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers came out, and Turtles were fighting a little bit of an uphill battle at that point to compete with the Power Rangers for rating slots. As I said, ran for 193 episodes. However, with the Turtles' popularity, we got without the Turtles being as popular as they were, we would have probably never gotten Battletoads, Cheetah Men, or Biker Mice from Mars. Another one of the television series that I did watch as a kid was the live-action series entitled Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation. I really kind of got a kick out of this show. I was happy to watch it. I'm sad that it was only one season before it got canceled. They did introduce a fifth turtle, a female turtle by the name of Venus de Milo, keeping in the, Renaissance naming of the turtles. And unfortunately, it followed the canon of the films, so there was no Shredder anymore, and we had a dragon-like lizard boss that we had to worry about, and it just kind of wasn't the same. I missed the Foot Clan, I missed Shredder, so I liked it, I enjoyed it when I was watching it as a child, but I can see now, watching some of the old episodes, I can see now why it was cancelled. Now, they did have two other animated series. 4Kids Entertainment produced a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon that ran from 2003 to 2009. I've caught the odd episode of this, but it was never anything that I was really focused in on watching. I kind of grew out of watching the cartoons at that point. And then we have, currently, Nickelodeon is running a Ninja Turtles cartoon. Began in 2012, and it is still running now. I didn't watch the newer ones, as I said. However, that doesn't mean to say that I didn't watch Turtles anymore. My number one passion for the Ninja Turtles is the movies. Because I remember a 7-year-old boy being taken to the movie theater by his aunt for the very, very first time, going to see a movie on the big screen. And what I saw was the first Ninja Turtles film. And that film left an impact. Okay, on to the Ninja Turtles films. The first film was released in 1990. This closely followed the storyline set out in the comics, by changing the fact that Splinter was Hamato Yoshi's pet rat, who mimicked his moves and learned ninjutsu from watching him from his cage. They did, however, keep a lot of the wisecracking, and that's what I really love. The wisecracking in the first Turtles film is spot on. It is one of the more enjoyable aspects of the film. So, in that film, we get the origin story of the Turtles. We do find out a little bit of the origin of Shredder, just where he came from, why he's such a villain for the Turtles. We learn of April O'Neil. Not bad. Where's your jumpsuit? Type thing. Raincoat is not a jumpsuit. And we get to see Casey Jones. Now, Elias Koteas, that's a brilliant Casey Jones. Congratulations, my friend. You definitely did a fantastic job. And the Foot Clan, rather than being robotic ninjas from the cartoon series, that was done so that parents wouldn't get angry about the violence, because you could destroy robots and it's not like beating up a human. Well, now in this newer movie, they were all street runaway kids, so they, no robots. I'm happy. We got to see no robots, we got to see proper Foot Ninja, and sure, they might have been outclassed by the Turtles, but Foot Ninja had the one thing on their side. They had vast numbers. You're dealing with 4 heroes versus hundreds of Foot Ninja. The special effects in this movie, they still hold up. I have the Blu-rays of these films, and to this day, they still hold true. The Jim Henson Creature Effects team did an amazing job on the animatronics and the heads. These turtles looked amazing. Now, as I said earlier, it is the very first film I ever saw, so I might be a little biased on this. I can't help that. I love this film. I watch it regularly. It's just one of my favorite things. Now, I never did get to see the sequel in theaters. My first experience seeing the sequel, aside from catching the odd trailer for it on TV, was, I remember my birthday. I got given a gift from my friend across the street, and I was sick that year for my birthday, so I didn't actually have a party, but it his mom brought over a gift for me, and I came out of my room for dinner, and it was on the kitchen table. Such an annoyance. I wasn't allowed to open it when I looked at it, but she had wrapped it in white paper, and I could clearly see through the wrapping paper the logo that said Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. I wanted nothing more than to rip this off, forget everything about dinner, and put this into the TV. Put this into the VCR and watch this film. I watched it to the point where I think I almost wore the color off the VHS tape. I still actually have the VHS tape kicking around, but I no longer have a VCR, so it just sits around collecting dust. The story for the second Turtles film, which was entitled Secret of the Ooze, continues off after the first film. The Turtles are now living with April because they are afraid of going back to their lair. The Foot Clan knows where they are, so they're looking to find themselves a new home. Shredder does make a return. He didn't quite die when Casey put him in the garbage truck. So he got hurt and scarred up, but he's not dead. He comes back with a vengeance. We do see more Foot Clan being recruited. They're trying to rebuild the clan up. They've now moved from their Bronx abandoned warehouse base to a junkyard base. And the main thing that everybody remembers about this film is we encounter another vial of ooze, or mutagen. And it's what made the Turtles who they were. Shredder gets his hands on it and decides it's a time for mutant versus mutant. I remember all my friends at this time, we were so excited. We wanted to see Bebop and Rocksteady. What we ended up getting was Tokka and Razar. And they were designed by the actual scientist who created the mutagen to be stupid. And it's a good thing that he made them stupid, otherwise these guys would have completely destroyed the Turtles. They were overpowering for the Ninja Turtles. They hadn't fought anything this strong. Like, you didn't even move Tokka when you gave him a jump kick. He doesn't even take a step back. He just sends you flying away. That's quite powerful. We do get one other new hero for this. We get Kino, a martial artist pizza delivery boy, and he does a good job. The comedy in this film, in the second one, is above and beyond anything that the first one had. The first one might have had a little bit of a darker tone. They brightened it up for the second one. The Turtles didn't so much use their weaponry as much. They used other objects in the area. Michelangelo beating a guy up with kibasas that are served from a deli. Donatello using a foam baseball bat from a sword. Mikey also uses a yo-yo. You know, it's silly, and that's what the main part of the second film was. It was silly. Also, did you know that the Super Shredder was Kevin Nash? Well, wrestler Kevin Nash. You didn't see him on screen for very long, but the bulk and size definitely helped sell the Super Shredder look. Now, the one thing I remembered greatly about this film is when it starts up, the first thing that you see is a message saying, "In loving memory of Jim Henson." Before this movie was released, Hollywood had lost one of its great minds for creature special effects and animatronics. Jim Henson passed away. We had lost our creator of the Muppets, but the company was left in good hands. His son Brian had taken over. And the Henson Company continued in that vein and continued to do quite well. But it was sad to see that, you know, Jim Henson had died. I was a kid when I saw this, and it's just like, what? I didn't put really two and two together right away. As years went on, I grew to understand more what that message had meant. But it was a sad thing to see, and you know, we lost a master. There's not much to do about that. It's unfortunate. Now, moving on to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, which, by the way, Hollywood, on your Blu-ray releases, this film was never never entitled Turtles in Time. That was the video game for the Super Nintendo. It was the video game in the arcades at that time. Turtles in Time is not the title for this movie. This movie is simply called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. Thank you. Keep it at that. Jim Henson's Creature Effects team did not return for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, and boy, does it ever show. The Turtles look really off-putting compared to how they looked in the first two. And the story for this is, it's based around a scepter called the Sands of Time, and there are two scepters. And yeah, there's two scepters because of a timeline, we'll say. It could be the same scepter. April has one in the current time, and in ancient Japan, it could be the same one existing back then. Well, somehow they get activated, and 4 honor guards who happen to be around it at the time get teleported into the real present time to deal with Casey Jones, where the 4 turtles get sent back to ancient Japan. And they only have a certain time frame to get back the scepter and be ready for the scepter to send them back to the proper time frames. The comedy in this, it went low. It was trying to be witty, it was trying to be hip, like, come on, they're referencing Wayne's World, for crying out loud. Just, it didn't work out so well with the comedy in this third Turtles movie. In fact, for the longest time, even I didn't agree with it. I didn't like it. It's something that I own and I'll watch every now and then, but that's only if I feel like doing a complete run of the Turtles series. While it did make money, it didn't make as much and have as wide of a fan acceptance as the originals did. So that kind of slipped by the wayside. It was a 1993 release, but I never saw it in theaters, and I didn't even go out and hunt it out right away on VHS when it came out. Now, for the longest time, those were the 3 Turtles movies. And then in 2007, we got the CGI animated release, TMNT. This was based more upon the current Fox Kids television series that was out there, for the fact that it brought in Karai and the Foot Ninjas back. And Karai, dependent on your storyline, I believe the storyline for this is that she's Shredder's daughter, or you could just say Shredder's a female apprentice. I'm unclear as to which one, mainly because I have not watched the 4Kids Entertainment series. This film was good. I really enjoyed this film. It had a story to do with an immortal bringing monsters into the world, and his generals were turned to stone, and he was trying to reverse those effects by gathering the monsters. What I liked about it is the humor was back. It wasn't over the top, it wasn't too lowbrow, but the humor was back in. And we got to see good relationships, but how the Turtles have been dealing with, Leonardo's been gone training, and just what's been going on in the world. Now, April O'Neil training as a samurai, cool. Her character design looked good in the costume. It felt a little odd. And since when did April O'Neil stop being a reporter and be a cargo merchant? I can take a creative license as it is. I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy that film. And for the longest, that's what I thought was going to be the last film. But now, there you go. We've got our background out. We've got my experience with the Ninja Turtles. I guess it's time to discuss that trailer. Okay. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trailer for the 2014 film. The film will be coming out on August the 8th of this year. Now, I know that this trailer actually is going to be physically attached to the Captain America film that comes out this week. Midnight launches are on Thursday. I myself am hoping that it's going to be a different trailer. I don't want to see the exact same one. I want to see something more. Something just a little bit more. We're looking at the Turtles. It's a live-action CGI blended movie. Some of these movies do really, really well. Some of them just don't hit the mark properly. Now, they've given the Turtles all their own very unique look. Apparently, it's not so much, like, not good enough anymore just to call Donatello the brains, or that Donatello's really good with all the technological stuff. They decided to make him look like Sam Fisher. Yeah, okay, it's going to take some getting used to. Raphael looks like he does nothing but pump iron. Be surprised if he can speak. He does not look good. Raph, they've really done a number on Raph, and I don't like the way he looked. Leonardo, you're wearing bamboo armor. Okay, I guess. It doesn't really make you look more intimidating. In fact, it kind of makes you look silly. But not nearly as silly as Michelangelo wearing pants. What? What? And as a friend of mine put, you know what these turtles look like? Did anybody ever see the Super Mario Brothers live-action film? These look like the Goombas. These turtles' heads look like Goombas. It's just... ugh. I'm going to have a hard time dealing with that. I don't mind the voice actors so much. Mikey sounds okay. He really does. I have to hear more from the actual turtles themselves before I know anything more about them. However, moving into actors, yeah, I guess they're going to be okay. We'll have to hear them to figure out more. William Fichtner as Shredder, I actually think that's a really good cast. William Fichtner's done a lot of really, really good work. I like him in Equilibrium. I liked him in Armageddon, and he actually did a very decent job in The Lone Ranger. So I think he can pull off playing Shredder. This film, we get to see Karai as well, and that's going to be a nice thing to see. We do get April. Yay, Megan Fox. Ooh, who cares? She's still not in the jumpsuit. April O'Neil wears a yellow jumpsuit, not a yellow leather jacket. Come on. I do like the fact that we're going to have the rest of April's news team in here. We're going to have her cameraman, Vern, the secretary, Irma, and I actually like the fact that they decided to switch something up, and rather than Bern Thompson, we get Bernadette Thompson, played by Whoopi Goldberg. I think that's going to be funny. I like this casting choice, because Bern was a character that you could have laughed at, and Whoopi's going to have a fun time with it. The one thing that kind of shocked me when I was looking at the IMDb cast listing for this is Dr. Baxter Stockman. Are you telling me that we are going to see the Mousers in this film? Because if we are, that is going to be outstanding. I can't wait to see that. And they did actually go back to what the original comics had. In the original comics, Baxter did exist. Baxter was a black man. Not the white nerd that the cartoon series had. And in this new film, they've gone back to the original comics. So, you know, give us the Mousers, please. I don't care so much about you transforming into the half-human, half-fly, but I want to see the Mousers. The Mousers are going to be great. Let's talk a little bit about the story. Editing can do so much. I have seen numerous trailers where what the trailer shows is not what the film is going to be like at all. Case in point, Master of Disguise. Everything funny about that film was in the trailer, and half of that trailer wasn't actually even in the final film. Gravity's trailer. Gravity's trailer didn't make me want to watch it. But I went and saw the movie, and the trailer does not do the movie justice at all. So, I don't know exactly what to say right now with what's going on in the trailer. You do see a lot of action. The thing that gets me worried right now is the voiceover by Shredder. The voiceover saying, heroes are not born, they are created. And he's saying this to April, along with the line that Shredder worked with April's father to create the Ninja Turtles. I started screaming at my laptop when I saw this, because this is, as far as I'm aware, this is so totally wrong. If this is how it is in the original comic books and I haven't read that yet, okay, then it's original canon, I'll have to go with that. But if this is something new for this movie, what the hell are you doing? Seriously. Maybe Shredder's doing it as an intimidation factor, trying to lie to April. Okay. And then they're just, this is why taking a small segment of a conversation for a trailer can really screw up how the trailer will play. Please don't let this be how it actually works. I really don't want to have to sit through a movie that is like this. Now, you're also doing in one movie what it took 2 movies in the 90s to do. The ooze was not introduced until the second film, and you're showing it right off the bat. I hope you know what you're doing. I really, really hope you know what you're doing. Please, just don't screw this up. Please. Don't play around with their origins. Don't make the mistake of trying to dumb this down. The people you are going to get to go and see this film are Turtles fans. Give the Turtles fans what we want to see, and you're going to make a crap load of money. Insult us and treat us like little children, which a lot of us aren't anymore, you're going to have a little bit of a problem on your hands when it comes to the box office. So, I'm going to hold my final judgment in. I am going to have to see this film and let the film speak for itself. But right now, from the trailer that I saw, I am really scared. I don't think this is going to be very good at all. I think it's going to be another Ninja Turtles 3. Honestly. That's what's got me worried. This looks like it's going to be a CGI fest, and it's going to make no sense. It's going to be another Ninja Turtles 3. I will report back after I see Captain America if there's a different trailer or if it's the same one. So stay tuned for that. Until then, take care, guys. See you later.